runway 12. Opalaka Unicom, India Foxtrot Mike Golf 1, taxiing to runway 12. Sierra Killer Yankee Charlie Romeo Echo Whiskey 1, taxiing to runway 12.
What up, people? Welcome back. It's your boy, Blue Games, and she has finally arrived. Say hello to the TBM 930 on Infinite Flight Mobile Flight Simulator. Been waiting a long time for this baby. I've been refusing to talk about it for the last couple weeks because we just been waiting, sitting on it, waiting for it to come out, but it's finally here. It's finally here. So far, I've heard a lot of great things about it. I have yet to fly it. I have yet to touch it. I have yet to do anything with it. So everything you're going to be seeing here is basically my first reaction, first responses, first looks, first everything with this. So, you know, judge me if you want if I do a horrible takeoff, but it's my first time. But anyways, woo! It looks good. It looks good. I'm excited. Today, I already have the flight plan posted in the description. If you're flying with us today, feel free to come to Kilo Oscar Papa Foxtrot. That's Opalaka Miami Executive, I think is what it's called. If you want to fly with us, we have 2 legs planned in today's flight. We're taking off out of Opalaka in Miami, Florida, and then heading to the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas. And from there, we'll just do some more nice sightseeing over the Bahamas, headed over to, I believe it is called Providence. So I can show you that on the map really quickly before we get into looking at the aircraft real quick. Because I will be on the ground probably a bit longer than usual, just kind of appreciating a few things, but I'll try not to take too long. So this is our full flight plan. Again, taking off from here in Florida down to Nassau, Bahamas. Should be a shorter flight. I believe we'll be cruising at 15,000 feet on the way to Nassau, and then from there we'll hit up to the flight levels of 310. Max out this thing and see how it does. That's gonna be about 300 nautical mile leg right there. So if everything goes good, everything goes as planned, as I said, 2 legs today. Pretty excited. I think today's a special day, a very, very special day. Excited. So let's get into it. Let's go ahead and lower. Actually, I might turn the music down and let it play because I don't want it to be just quiet. I'll definitely shut the music off once it is time for us to start the engines, because that's one of the things I am most excited about, actually, is the new sounds that they were talking about. Matter of fact, it's probably a good idea. So let me just go ahead and shut the music off, period, right now. And I'm going to tune out of the Unicom so we'll hear any talking, so I can hear the sounds. One of the things they said they added was kind of like an airport ambiance where we kind of hear a little bit of wind, stuff like that. So we'll see if we can hear that. I may have to turn the sounds up. I'm going to do my best to turn it up and down so you guys can hear me, but I'm going to turn the sounds up for this live stream because sound is a big deal in this update. And I'm pretty excited because I'm a huge fan of aircraft having a realistic sound that gives you a whole different immersive feel, and I freaking love it. So yeah. So if you just kind of shut up for a second, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna max out my sound here. I'm gonna shut up for a second. I want to hear the TBM sound. So give me a second to turn that up. So I don't think anybody has. Yeah, nobody who's here has their engines on, thankfully. So what you hear right there is that's like an APU kind of sound. Actually, you do have one person on. Look at you having to be a freaking rebel. I just want to hear the wind. So anyways, that's something for you guys to take a look at yourself. It's kind of tough because we're online. If I was in solo mode, maybe it'd be easier for us to get an actual quiet ramp. But there is an added ambient sound in the background they did that I can't hear it all right now, to be honest with you. But it is supposed to be there. And we'll take a look at the interiors of the plane and all that once we get in the air. We got plenty of time to do that. Let me know if the sounds do get too loud. I want to make sure you guys can still hear me over them. So we have the doors that open and shut. So we got the main door, which is the cockpit door, and we have the actually the main door is the door in the back, and then there's the cockpit door as well. So we go ahead and open and close those. Very, very smooth animations. Let's go back to our free camera, and we can see close up of that. And don't worry, guys, I will do shout outs like we always do in our live streams, but first I just want to take a look at this. So I'm going to open and close that. So smooth on the animation. Look at that. You can see the stair coming up and all of that. Open them back up. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Looks so good. It's like the small details like that. I mean, obviously they could have just had a door that opened, but they have the stair that closes with it. It's pretty cool. Only thing they're missing is the actual sound of the door opening and closing. I don't hear that. I don't hear that, but it might be there. Anyways, let's see what else we got. I think we can take off. I don't think we need. I think that's really the only thing we need to see on the ground that we can't do in the air. So there is a new active NOTAM thing, but there's probably not going to be one here because we are on expert server, so you guys know. On expert server, but we're not in the IFATC region this time. We're over in Florida, so we're not expecting to have any air traffic control, and that's completely fine. So let's go ahead and get this baby started. How about that? Turn the nav lights on and the strobe, not strobe, sorry. I'm thinking of beacons. Is there a beacon? There's no beacon. Do we usually have beacon? I don't remember if we usually have beacon on here, but we don't have a beacon light. So let's turn the nav lights on. I'm gonna zoom in over here on the engine. I'm not sure if there's a different interior engine sound, and exterior engine sound, or if it's only the exterior. I'm not sure. Again, it's my first look at this. I've read up on a few things. I've read up on the notes, and we'll go over those notes once we get airborne as well. And so you guys can correct me if I am wrong about anything, and then we'll be reading through it as well. So I'm gonna start the engine up and see what that baby sound like. There's only one engine, so boom. That sounds good. That sounds really freaking good. I'm wondering, are we missing the lower sound of the propeller, like that? You know what I'm talking about? Like once it gets going, it goes like, yeah. I don't know. Again, I don't fly the TBM, so they know better than I do. So I'm just trying to, you know, as we go, just thoughts. All right, so how does that sound from the inside? That is my next question. So we're gonna go on the inside and listen to it. I heard that it does sound really good on takeoff. So again, we're gonna go through the whole process today, but let's check that out. So I'm gonna shut up here so we can hear the interior sound and see if it changes. I don't know if it does. If it does, it's good. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. Yeah, that sounds good too. My question now is, if I open a door, will the sound change? I may be asking too much. I may be asking too much, but if I open the door, will the sound change? Let's find out. I think it's the cockpit door. Okay, no, it didn't change. Alright, I'm just saying, you know, I'm asking too much, I guess. I'm asking too much. Infinite flight, that'd be pretty dope. I'm pretty sure you're already aware of that idea. I'm sure somebody brought it up in beta testing. But anyways, I like it. I like it. So, let's get this baby in the air And again, I'm gonna leave the sounds pretty high, so I may not be talking all that much when we're on the ground. I'll turn them back down once we get airborne, so we can kind of chat, hang out during our flights. But I just want to really just showcase the sounds and stuff like that. So let's see. I'll turn this down just so for a takeoff. We go ahead and tune in to, that's not the right button, into Opelika Unicom. Winds are 130 at 17. Wow. 10,000 miles. Few at 2,600. 3224. 3005. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna turn it back down to my usual. And we'll get started. I love the cockpit though. I also love the cockpit.
Sierra Kilo Yankee Charlie Romeo Echo Whiskey 1. Taxiing to runway 12.
All right, let me see if I can pick up my phone without it disconnecting from. Yep, we're good so far. Cool. Calibrate our screen. We'll go ahead and announce taxi. We'll be taxiing the 19er left, 09er left today. There are 2 runways, so if you guys want to take off on 12 or even 09 right, feel free to do so. We are going to be departing to the east, please, on the green side of the runway. So 09 left and 12. Feel free to pick either or. You guys can fly any livery you like. You don't have to fly my livery. You don't have to fly the Steve 01 Knievel livery, but feel free to. I just like this one. I think it's called Charcoal. Alright, so I believe the runway is going to be towards our... so you're right ahead of us, but to get there, we're going to have to probably make a right turn. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, release parking brakes, and we'll start rolling. So again, this is my first time flying this thing, so I'm going to have to learn how to fly it kind of on the spot. And I love how there's F-16s here. Wow. Why? Like, why are you here in the F-16? Please change aircraft. That is my request. This is not a escort type of flight, so if you're a person who loves fighter jets, this is not your flight. So, alright, I did not announce taxi. That's a mistake, so I'll go ahead and announce 09 left. That's my runway I'm going to be taking. A lot of people are using 12. I prefer the other one because there's not as long of a line over there.
November 1 Julia Charlie, taxiing to runway 12. Opelika Unicom, November 1 Julia Charlie, taxiing to runway 9.
We'll be following traffic right over there.
Opelika Unicom,
Looks like
November
everything's looking good
351
over
Hotel
here.
Sierra, taxiing to runway
Make sure you
9.
pack enough fuel.
Opelika Unicom, Sierra Golf Echo 1899.
I personally have about 3 hours and 30 minutes of fuel on board,
World Express 96,
just in case things happen, but we're not going to be flying that long.
November 425 Zulu Kilo, taxiing to runway 9.
Sounds good though. It definitely sounds good. It's really nice finally having some new fresh sounds on Infinite Flight. You know, the old ones definitely got old. They were also borrowed, or I should say, like they're shared by between a lot of different aircraft. Basically, anything that was an airliner all had the same sound for the most part. Most of them, anyways. So the for you guys, I saw a lot of people asking about the TBM update. Well, from what I know, okay, so not from what I know, from what I understand, everyone should have the update by now. I know they're planning on pushing a hot fix to fix some things pretty soon, but pretty much everyone should have the update by now. iOS got it yesterday afternoon, well, my time. And I was like, yep, I guess I'm streaming TBMs tomorrow. But, yeah, so everybody should have it. Android got it first, which I was honestly a little jealous about. I can't lie, I was a little sour. But, I understand why. And then, they said it could be like a couple days before iOS got it. But it was actually probably a couple hours between the release of Android rolling out to the iPhone release. So, pretty happy about that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait till Friday to get this. Alright, we're gonna set our altitude to, I'm gonna start out at 8,000 actually. I know usually I go to 12. I'm gonna start off at 8. Look at that TBM taking off over there. Gear up, rolling out. It is definitely easier to taxi. One thing I really struggle with in Infinite Flight a lot is taxiing and not speeding. They have our power at idle right now. I haven't really had to hit the brakes to keep it under 30 knots. You know, usually you're trying to put in a bunch of throttle to get the plane going, and then next thing you know, you're going 45 knots, and you have to hit the brakes, pump the brakes to get it to slow down. But I haven't really had that issue too much since we pushed back, or since we pulled off from the gate. And I know a lot of you guys may have a bunch of questions. Some of you guys who may have not got the update yet, or haven't updated, or whatever the reason is. And I'll try to answer as many as I can once we get airborne, like I said. And as well, the moderators are here to answer those as well. They probably know more than I do. I know some of them definitely know more about the update and more about the aircraft than I do. So feel free to ask those questions even now, and the moderators will do their best to try to keep up and answer all of those questions you guys have about the plane or about the update or whatever it is. So we see a line over there, runway 12. We'll be lining up at 09er left, cruising at 15,000 today, departing to the east. First stop today is going to be Nassau, Bahamas. Oh, where is he going? I really like all the different liveries too that came with the TBM 930. Uh-oh. We're good. I don't know. I think I was holding it wrong. I'm hoping that my cord is not going bad. Alright, I'm gonna hold short here, and then we're gonna go through kind of like the takeoff, like how we're gonna do that. Kind of like a little run up, I guess you could say. He is disconnecting. Alright, we're gonna give him some time. Alright, so how do we fly this thing? That's the next question. Let's see. Takeoff. Gonna rotate around 85 knots, trimmed 20. Trim 20%, flaps to takeoff. Alright, there we go. We'll climb about 130 knots until 3000 AGL, and then 180 knots until cruise. Climb at 2,000 feet per minute until about 22,000. Then you have to reduce it gradually. I'm reading this from Starley. Actually sent me this. And then when we descend, basically vice versa. Landing trim 30%, 80 knots to 85 knots. Flaps landing. Don't put your thrust to idle immediately. Reduce it slowly. Performance improvement. They added multiplayer is very good. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So takeoff briefing is done. Flap set to takeoff. Trim 20%. We'll rotate around 85 knots, something like that. I think that's what he said. All right, we're ready to go. We'll be climbing up to 8,000 feet. We'll fly out runway heading. Go ahead, Unicom. Announce takeoff from runway 09 left, departing to the east. Everything else looks good. We'll go ahead and turn the land lights and strobe lights on. All the doors are closed and locked. Brakes are released. We'll go ahead and line her up. Yeah, once we get airborne, we're going to take a closer look at all of this good stuff. Looking forward to it.
November 892 Papa Quebec, holding short runway 9.
Alright, runway is clear.
November 1 Kilo Bravo, going around.
Okalaka Unicom,
Round,
November
going
930 Tango Romeo is taking off runway 12, departing east. Okalaka Unicom,
he's going around.
November 13 Mach Alpha is on.
Alright, let's turn our HUD back on so we can see what's going on. Lined up 09 to left. Zoom in on our. Oh, we have another plane on the runway. It looks like it's 3,000 above, 300 above, 400 above. November 1 Kilo Bravo. Haha, I see what you did there. Alright, wait for him to clear. It's kind of in our way, and we are ready to go. Slowly bring up the throttle. Turn the engine sounds up. wind.
Opelika Unicom, Sierra Alpha November Delta Whiskey India Charlie Hotel is taking off runway 12, departing straight out.
Opelika Unicom,
positive climb, gear up.
Infinite Flight 965, holding short runway 12.
Opelika Unicom, November 892 Papa Quebec, taxiing to runway 9 left.
Alright, sorry, I'm trying to do a lot of things at the same time. Alright, climbing out 130, 30 knots. Doing a really bad job of flying runway heading. That not a crosswind, but there is 17 knots of wind going across the ground. And not directly over the runway. Gotta give it a lot of right rudder. Try to keep it on the runway at all. So one thing would be really cool as I bring the throttle down a little bit. Let's try like 88. This should be good. Would be if we had a IAS mode, basically a throttle climb mode or something like that. Something I actually really like. Let's see, where are we headed to? We need to make a right turn to get on course, so we'll do that. Climbing around 130 knots, and see what you can do is you can nose up the aircraft, and this is what autopilot would do in IAS mode. Is if you set your speed to 130, put the flaps up. Also forgot about that. New flap sounds. You set your speed on the speed thing to 130. Autopilot will pitch up and down the aircraft to maintain that speed. So if I put 150, it'll nose down and level off in order to get up to 150 knots, and based on your throttle setting, it will climb to maintain 150 knots. Now the main advantage of that is it'll keep you from a stall. That's the main advantage. So we're well above we're well above 3,000 AGL, so we can actually go up to 180 knots now. I'm gonna put some more power down, and I'm just gonna kind of climb that way, just for fun. Like you don't have to do that. I could have just hit auto throttle and then boom, hit speed mode, and we'd be at 180 knots just like that. But I kind of wanted to just try using my pitch to do the speed instead of using the actual auto throttle itself. Just kind of challenging myself, making things a little bit more interesting for myself as we fly. So now I'm pitching up again. That's we're at 182 knots, and it's going to maintain 182 knots while we were at about 3,000 feet per minute, and passing 8,000, which was our original altitude we wanted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit speed right there. That's going to lock us at 185 knots. I'm going to raise our altitude to 15,000, which is our cruise altitude for this first leg. I'm going to hit alt there. That's going to lock our vertical speed where it was. I'm going to keep climbing around 2,000 feet per minute. I'm going to hit nav mode. Now that is going to turn us back on course, and our map is not centered. So now autopilot is flying the plane. We're no longer flying it by hand. I'm going to turn all this HUD stuff off because I don't like it. I like to be able to see the plane itself. So I'm turn the sounds down just a little bit so that I can hear myself. And then we'll go to the outside view and enjoy the view flying out of Miami. Hello, beautiful. Man, this looks good. So that's the airport, but way back behind us, we should be able to see Miami International. That's what that is right there. Off of our right wing tip right there, that's Miami International. And then actually that might be Fort Lauderdale. No, that's not. It's that's Miami over there. And then Fort Lauderdale should be. I don't see it. It's just to the north of it. It might be over there. Yeah, it's over there off our left wing right now. Alright, so flaps are up. We'll leave the trim as is. We're flying 185 knots, climbing at 2,000 feet per minute up to 15,000, or you could say 15,000 feet over the beautiful waters of the Miami coast. I love Miami. I haven't been to Miami in a while. Looking forward to heading back out there. Let's go see what the scenic camera got for us. It should be a pretty smooth flight. Weather shouldn't be too bad out here. We had a little bit of wind on takeoff, but for the most part, the weather shouldn't be too bad. I don't see any storms or anything out here like that, other than just wind. It might be a little windy. Other than that, it should be perfectly fine. So as we climb, we'll go ahead and do our motivational quote of the day, which is, always do your best no matter the size of the audience. So no matter what size it is that you're performing in front of, whatever it doesn't matter what thing you do, whatever your thing is, it doesn't matter what your pool is, what your size of your audience is, or any of that. Like, do your best no matter what, because it could always just be that one person that could change it all for everything. Like, what if like you were like a singer or a DJ and you were trying to get a record deal, but you were performing at this place and you only had like 10 people there, like just 10 people. And you're like, oh, you're like all depressed and upset because nobody showed up. But what if like one of the 10 people were like this huge freaking record producer who could change your life, but you're too negative about how many people came out? Screenshot. To actually perform. So I don't know, I always believed in that. I've been doing music for a while. Some people who've been following my channel for a while, you know I do music. And I've been doing music for over 10 years, and I've performed in front of big crowds and tiny crowds. And I also know that you can't always get upset and sad and discouraged by the numbers who may show up or that you think are there, because just never know. But anyways, we're about to level off now at 15,000. Let's check a look at our speed. How is that doing? Looking good, so we can speed up. We're at, we're real slow actually right now. We can speed up a lot. We'll see how fast we can get this thing to go. Again, it's my first time flying it, so I don't know what the limits are completely. I don't know what the official cruise speed. I think it was like Mach 0.5 something. That was a pretty hard left turn. Again, guys, I'm sorry I haven't been talking to you as much. Just been trying to take a look at the plane, and I'll be answering you guys' questions and doing some more chat. We do have 2 legs today, so if you guys are free, feel free to fly with us. If you're not, we need to turn these lights off. If you're not, then just enjoy the show. And for you guys who were able to fly with us today, definitely special thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and flying with us. It's always greatly appreciated. I'll make sure not to forget to shout you guys out before we get done here. So as Florida and the Florida coast and the Florida Keys disappear into our rear view, the Bahamas lays ahead. Oh man, look at that freaking teal light blue water. That is just crazy. I love the Bahamas. I love the Bahamas. Let's go back inside again. I want to see what speed we can go. Like I said, I guess we're lower, so like we're not, if we were like in the flight levels, we would not be able to do such a high indicated airspeed. I'm assuming we can get up to 250 knots. Let's see. So I'm not sure what the limit is on this thing. Where's the red line at? And again, guys, if you guys are jet people, like this is not the stream for you. I'm not looking for escorts to be flying on my left wing of a TBM. That's not what I'm interested in today. You can wait till probably next week when we probably jump back into like an Airbus or something. So it's like we're gonna max out around 265 knots. So I'm gonna put it at 260. Not gonna go too quick. So our first stop for today is Nassau, Bahamas. I took a cruise here once. Really beautiful out here. Mike Yankee November. You can see Rob over here cheating. He probably took off from somewhere else up front. That's the only way people get in front of Starly, is that they like fly from a different destination. But the plan is, and we'll kind of go with it and see what we want to do. But the original plan is to just do a stop and go here at Nassau, and I guess we'll land on runway 14. That's good with me. Actually, never landed on that side, and we'll do a stop and go at Nassau, and then continue to Providence, and we'll do a full stop at Providence, which is gonna be a bit of a smaller airport. So just make sure you space out. It's only one runway. We'll most likely take runway 10 unless the winds change. The first leg shouldn't be too long. We're already almost halfway. The second leg is going to be a little bit longer. But so today's stream in total will be a little bit longer than usual. At least that's what I'm expecting. But you never know. Right now we have a headwind, and we'll probably most likely have a headwind the entire way. Yeah, man, I like it. I love the sounds. Obviously, the quality is good. I wouldn't expect anything less as far as quality, as far as the exterior. Let me turn it down a little bit. As far as the exterior model, I would already expect it to be pretty legit. So, would not expect anything less. Yeah, I just heard a fighter jet fly by us. Seems legit. There's that little bubble on the left wing. That's a weather radar. I believe we have Laura in the cockpit up there. November 930 Tango X-Ray is a call sign for me. Yep, there's the F-16. Even though I said this is not a jet stream. What would I do? I can't do anything about it. So right now our ground speed is 329, and that's with the headwind. All right, so let's look at the inside. I want to see the inside. Let's look at how this inside of this thing looks. I'm gonna turn all the system off. We had a little bit of time before we get to Nassau, before we need to descend, before we even need to think about that, and we also have a little bit of time before we really get to see the scenery. I mean, we already see this little island right here, which looks pretty cool. Thank you, Frankfurt International, for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow Royal family. Greatly appreciate it. So, take some time in here. Turn the systems off. Oh, sorry, the HUD. We're turning the HUD off for 81% in one. So first off, we have a new pilot in the cockpit. There's probably a co-pilot view, isn't there? We'll look at that in a second. Thank you, Sam Man, for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. So TBM 930 on the yoke. We got our autopilot disconnect, nose down, our comms, all that good stuff. Really cool avionics package we got in here. Like, I would love it if this stuff worked, but I know that's future things. So we'll leave that alone. But I like it. I like it a lot. I love it. I love this whole avionics package. We got the GNS. It's like the 650 down here. I've used that in the Garmin. I love this. Have the map, traffic, flight plan, your procedure. You can basically do everything from that little thing right there. Got our flight plan where it has our torque and prop, RPM, ITT, all that good stuff in here. I'm curious because in the CRJ they have it set to show you basically what like the takeoff speeds are and stuff like that. I wonder if they did anything interesting like that in this one. I'm not really seeing it. We have 196 knots, and they're cruising at 27,000. So I don't know if there's any little Easter eggs in here to know. Don't believe so. Let's see, barometric is that 150, 29902, and the altimeter 150 knots. Got our heading bug here, CRS, and again I mentioned this back when we looked at the CRJ. You can tell all the buttons are 3D. You can tell that they're getting ready, like they're creating and modeling the aircraft so that in the future, whenever they're actually finally ready to do clickable cockpits, all these buttons will actually be clickable. So you can, like, there's some things you look at, you can just tell, like, this is meant to do something, but obviously we can't click them right now. But again, they're setting all the, you know, stuff up, so who knows when that's gonna happen. It could be 6 months, it could be a year. I know it's a huge project, because to do clickable buttons you need a lot of stuff to go on, as well as you want a working GPS. That's a whole project in itself. So pretty cool avionics package, I like it. We got our call sign right here, November 9030 Bravo Victor, which is actually different than what's outside. So I don't know if they just have a generic inside and then they have different paints on the outside, or if this is supposed to match what's on the outside. And I'm assuming they just have a generic inside skin, because this number actually shouldn't match what's on the tail number. And then down here, what do we have? We have our airframe DIs, our pitot heats, landing lights. I wonder if that changes. I wonder if that lights up, because this should light up whenever we hit the gear. But again, I don't know. I have no idea if that works, and I would be surprised if it did, because it looks really well modeled. I just don't know if it'll actually light up. Then we got our bleed air. You can't see what's behind that right now. We'll slide over past the GNS. There's 2 Garmins in here. We got our co-pilot stuff, which is basically a mirror image probably of what's on this side. And down below we have our throttle quadrant, where we have our nose up, nose down trim. What is that red lever? And I'm not sure what this is. Oh, manual override. I think that's for flaps or gear. I'm not really sure which one that is. And then we have our throttle. It's a very nice throttle. Like, look at that leather on it. That's pretty cool. Then we have our up, takeoff, and landing, which I'm pretty sure that does animate, as well as I'm pretty sure the throttle animates too. And then we have, it says power, taxi, reversers. So the TBM does have a reverser as we're turning. You can see the yokes moving. Make a left turn over our next waypoint. Let's just make sure we don't fly over the Bahamas before we... Yeah, we're good. We still got time. So there's that. Again, none of this stuff moves yet on Infinite Flight. So if you're new to Infinite Flight does not have a clickable cockpit at the moment. But there's a lot of things that it does very well at. Has some air conditions. Did I just touch that? Oh, I thought I touched it to move. I was like, whoa, wait a second. What are you talking? What? Whoa. I literally thought that I accidentally touched the yoke and it moved, but it didn't. It was just the plane moving around. So, that'd have been crazy. Like, oh, we didn't even tell you, but hey, we made touchable stuff. Anyways, here's our landing lights and stuff up top. Strobe lights, nav lights, panel lights. The interior lights and exterior lights are all up here, as well as our generators, electrics, our engine start switch and ignition are up here. Our, what is that? Fuel selector, and that's the autopilot disconnect. Cool. What's this down here? What is that? Is that supposed to be there? I'm pretty sure that is not supposed to be there. If anybody's a beta tester or anything like that, that is not supposed to be there. I'm pretty sure of it. It's like a piece of the text, or the piece of the of this thing, or one of these things down here. I'm just pretty sure that's not supposed to be there, and it's not on that side. Cool, so that looks good. I love the pilot view. You can kind of, like, when you look down, you see the arms and the hands, which is pretty cool, because it actually makes you feel like, hey, like you are here, and as you move the screen around, you're actually moving your head around. Which is the fun part about flying VFR, is looking out the window. Like, that's the part that I really enjoy, and that's why I like flying from the interior view, because yeah, you can look outside view, but it feels more realistic and, I don't know, more enjoyable for me personally to just be flying and be able to look out the window. It'd be nice. I don't know how you would do that. If there's a way in Infinite Flight to almost like track your head or move the camera around, or something. I don't know, like, because the only time I can really do this, look around the cockpit and stuff like that, is when I'm using autopilot. And when flying VFR, you want to be able to fly without autopilot, be able to fly by hand and look around at the same time. And it's kind of tough. I mean, you can kind of like make it happen with your thumb. We may try that on approach into the Bahamas, but we'll see. Anyways, let's take a look at the back now. We have a little bit more time still before we get there. Again, thank you everybody who flew with us. We have a nice little groove flight today. Definitely a lot of fun. We have a bunch of camera views, and I'm gonna try to go to one of the cockpit left, cockpit right. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Look who's that. Who's that? Anybody recognize that lady? Better recognize her? That's Laura, I believe. I believe that's Laura. Maybe a younger version of Laura. Yeah, I recognize her. So got a lady representing in the cockpit. That's pretty legit. That's pretty dope. I like this view, man. This is a really cool view. Screenshotting it up. Really cool view. You can rotate it pretty much 360 degrees. So if you want another wing view from here, you can set it up to catch the wing view from here, or you can just do that there. I like that. I like that. We'll do the exterior stuff later. Right wing, is right wing interior or exterior? Yeah, okay, there we go. This is a right wing view from the passenger seat, or really right from between the passenger seat. I doubt this thing has wing flex, even though technically it would have a little bit of wing flex. I don't know if they actually incorporated wing flex into these wings. It's a bit tougher to make wing flex probably in such a small plane. Alright, what we got next? I like the interior sound. Like, it really makes you feel like you're inside. Like, it's like a really low hum, you know? It's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can hear that pretty well, but I like it. You kind of hear like the wind as a F-16 is trolling us. You can kind of hear the wind, I should say. Beautiful waters we're flying over right now too. This is a great first flight in the TBM over the Bahamas. Alright, what we got next? Nose view, which is, oh, this is another good one. I feel like a lot of these views were inspired by Steve-O 1 Knievo. I know Infinite Flight's been promoting Steve-O a lot with the release of the TBM, because they're featuring Steve-O 1 Knievo's livery, and he's a very popular real-life TBM YouTuber. Matter of fact, I watch him myself. I've been watching him for a long time. Oops, did I just do that? I did. Hit the rudder on accident. But this is one of the views that you see in his videos all the time. This is it's kind of like a dash cam. Like, it's right on top of the dash. You can kind of see right at the front. So I think a lot of these views are inspired by the views that he uses. Here's our right passenger camera. Get a little look of the cockpit. There's a door, I believe that's the door that opens right there. There's the stairs. And there's a few seats back here. You can't fit a ton of passengers. It's like you only have about enough space for 4 passengers, and maybe one more if you put them in the right seat up front. You have a cargo back there, just like that net looking thing is. This thing is quiet, man. The air is so smooth today too. What else we got in cameras? Next we got the passenger back camera. I like the perspective of this. Like, I like the how wide. It's very GoPro feeling, you know. This is a really cool view. Like, this is screenshot worthy right here. Alright, what else we got next? Jump seat, which is, you know, it's not really a jump seat in TBM, but it's a nice view. You can see the cockpit, you can see the pilot. One thing that will be cool, which again I'm pretty sure all these things that I've brought up have already been brought up somewhere, but it'd be pretty cool if there was an option. Oh geez, we just killed, is there a lag or something? What was that? But it'd be cool if there was an option to turn on and off the pilot. I probably would never turn it off. I'm just saying it'd be cool if it was an option to. It'd be nice to be able to have the option to have the pilot or not have the pilot. And not only in a TBM, but in any aircraft in Infinite Flight that has that option. It'd also be pretty cool if you could fill the other seats with passengers too. Like, if you could say, all right, we have a pilot here. You can have a co-pilot that's optional. You can add passengers whatever. I think that'd be a pretty cool feature. I think it wouldn't be as hard in such a small plane like this, but it'd probably get really difficult when it comes to like the big airplanes like CRJs, even because there's about, I don't know, 60 to 70 seats in a CRJ, and then there's, which I could be completely wrong about that, and then there is the like the big, you know, Boeings and A320s and stuff like that. I like this view though. I like this view a lot. All right, next up is nose gear. So that's outside, and we'll probably take a look at the outside stuff on the next leg. How far are we though? That's what we need to know. All right, cool. All right, guys. So, real quick for descent, we're getting pretty close to Nassau, Bahamas. So we need to start descending soon. There's only, I mean, there's 2 runways. There's 09 and 14. I don't recommend we land at both. That's just an accident waiting to happen. But again, we're landing on runway 14. We're gonna need spacing. There's no ATC, but you guys know how this goes. This is expert service, so I assume you know what the heck you're doing. So separate yourselves from the person ahead of you. I know it's a small plane. I know you feel like you're flying VFR, but you still need an entire runway of spacing. At least, you know what I mean, even to land these things. And there's probably gonna be some people going around again because we're all new to flying these and all that. So please separate yourself from the person ahead of you. I don't know that we need 10 miles of separation like we do when we do airliners, but you definitely don't want to be red. So separate yourself. Keep visual separation from you and the plane ahead of you. So right now we have 2 TCAS alerts. Actually, that's not me. Is that me? Yeah, that's me. 2 TCAS alerts ahead of us. 2 planes. So I'm probably gonna pull the power back and get ready to descend. I'm gonna turn my HUD back on to separate from them. So if everybody behind me does the same, we shouldn't have a problem. So really quick, I want to find out how fast he's going. 330 knots, so basically the same as me. I'm gonna slow her up by 200, and I'll ease the power back as we get closer. Look at that beautifulness. It's been a long time since I've flown over the Bahamas. Alright, so that spacing is opening up. We have 1 Kilo Bravo behind us, and I assume he's going to slow up too. So greatly appreciate that, my friend. So I do have the charts for the Bahamas. May or may not put it on the screen. I don't know if I need to put it on the screen, but I do have it for me, so I can know what our approach altitude needs to be for runway 14. There is an ILS on runway 14. We'll probably just fly the visual since the weather's so nice today. We need to be at MUNIE at 2,000, and we need to basically hit the localizer around 1,700. So MUNIE's right here, and according to my chart from Navigraph, we're gonna be at 2,000 when we get there. We need to be at 2,000 when we get there. So we need to descend now. So we'll go ahead and set it down to, I mean, we don't really have to worry about speed down below 10,000 because we're in, oh Jesus. It would not be a live stream if I didn't get a call from a scam. So we go down about 1,500 feet per minute. We'll bring the power back. We should be good on that. You're at 200 knots right now. Spacing ahead of me is not great. Bring the power back even more. We're like 180. I don't believe this thing has speed brakes. It shouldn't. Wouldn't have speed brakes on something like this. I think the smallest plane that gets speed brakes is like some of the business jets. So since we're landing straight in, again, we need to have separation. If we were doing like a pattern, it might be easier to actually get separated later. How fast is he going now? 238 knots. So we're still a problem, and we're making a left turn. That is our destination right there. That's Nassau, Bahamas. I believe that is the airport right there too. So we're probably way too high and descended way too late. So I'm gonna speed speed up our descent, and if we have to go around, we'll go around. Yeah, we only have 14 miles to get to 2,000. Yeah, we didn't think that through. We got 10,000 feet to lose. So that engine should be on idle right now as we descend. I believe it's ASDU. Whoever's in the fighter jet, if you could like switch to something else, that will be amazeballs. Alright, making our descent, still having some spacing issues though. Continuing to pull the power back. Alright, so for landing, my first landing in the TBM, let's see, what do I need to do? Landing trim about 30%. And we'll probably go down, land around 80 to 85 knots. It says, doesn't sound complete. Yeah, that could work. That could work. We'll see what happens. Again, we gotta first get down low enough. I think the reason these guys are orange around me is not because we're separated better, but because he's 500 feet above me, which makes him less of a problem. But since I know he's landing or trying to land ahead of me, we need to be separated a lot more. So we're probably gonna have to be the bigger man here and circle around or something. I see a few people attempting to land on the other runway on 09. Good luck with that. Again, planning on touch and go in Nassau. If you want to stop and get fuel, that's up to you. But planning on touch and go unless I get on the ground like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop. Unless I change my mind. But if you're just joining in and you want to fly with us, you could also take off from Nassau, Bahamas to join in with our flight. So it's up to you. Oh, I didn't set it all the way down to 2,000. Alright, let's continue our descent. See traffic behind us. And I have traffic ahead of us. And that's the runway, I think, right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. See if we can see it better from inside. Yep, that's the runway. That's where we're supposed to be landing. So what I might do is allow the plane to continue descending, and then what I might do is just fly basically directly over the airport and probably turn like a left traffic pattern. Try to fit myself back into there. Thank you, Fat Howard, so much, bro, for moving out of the way. But I don't think we're gonna make it down there in time because we're already about to be at MUNIE in 1.5 miles, and we're at 7,000 feet. We're still 5,000 feet above where we want to be. Is there anybody around me who is the correct altitude? No, he's not the right altitude. But November 930 Tango Romeo is at the right altitude. So probably the best thing for me to do is actually go ahead and make a left turn now and go behind Infinite Flight 965. And that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to deviate from the flight plan. I'm going to hit heading mode. Turn nav mode off. We'll continue our descent. I'm going to go down to 4,000 this time though. So, oops. And make a 90-degree left turn. Somewhere around there. And so this is going to be for spacing and for altitude. because I'm too high to make that approach, and spacing is just completely horrible. Spacing is actually better now because the guy ahead of me did turn off, and so the final is finally actually clear. So if I were at the right altitude, we probably could have just gone ahead and landed there. But I'm interested in see how this goes. You have somebody landing on 09, or is he on the runway? I'm not really sure what he's doing. We got somebody doing a touch and go on 12. Eventually, somebody's gonna hit each other. Eventually, I think this guy's actually not on the runway. I think he's to the side of it. I think he's taxiing. So we're gonna probably fall behind Fat Albert. I think he's still doing circles though, because I think he was way too high. Yeah, he was way too high. So make another left turn. We're about to level off at 4,000. Add another 90 degrees. Yep. Turn the land lights back on. Let's see, what view? I do like this view, actually. I'll leave it here. Or if I can switch it to it. So there's 4,000. And there's infinite 965. So we go ahead and make one more left turn. To fit back in behind him. And we should be good. We have a nice gap between November 1 Juliet Charlie. And that should definitely open up the spacing right there. And back to this action down here. So we got IFMG, looks like he just finished his touch and go, and is probably on his way out. We got November 1 Kilo Bravo landing right now. Air France is flying over the field in a jet. And we got Wombaba on final runway 09er. 09er is a shorter runway, so if you're not confident in your abilities, 09er is maybe not the way to go. But we still need to continue our descent down 2,000. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go down 1,700. That's gonna be our final altitude before we usually connect to the glide slope and stuff like that. So make a left turn to get on final there. We're actually gonna overshoot it just a little bit. I think the final approach CRS, or the approach CRS, or the heading is gonna be 142. I keep turning. Shot. Oh, I did altitude 170 and vertical speed 2,000. Let's keep turning, I have visual. Can tune in, which we should have did a while back, to Nassau Unicom. We will announce inbound touch and go runway 09. Oh, is that 09 or 14? That's what it is. Straight in.
Linden handling Unicom. Blue 116 is 10 nautical miles to the northwest at 2,200.
Another thing that changed, if you listen, when you hear them say my call sign now, you hear them say Blue 116. It used to be 116, so now they finally separated all the.
November 930 Tango Romeo is on final.
Oh, they finally separated all of the
Linden handling Unicom. Sierra
the numbers. I used to hate that before. Like, man, I want it to be 16, or I want it to be this or that, and it would always put them together and be like, oh, blue 34 when I want to be blue 34 or whatever. Alright, let's see if we can figure this out. So flaps, trim 30%, somebody told me on approach. We're going to go to takeoff flaps.
Linden handling Unicom, Transomeet 705, taxiing to runway 14.
We're still off, like we're towards the right of the runway, so I still need to make corrections. Thankfully, we are below the localizer now, so our altitude is good. We just need to get lined up on it. And playing on touch and go, and we'll continue to
November 1 Julia Charlie is on final.
So I wanted to do two legs because I want to get two chances at landing this thing, because you know how it goes sometimes whenever I'm flying on here. It doesn't always go smoothly. Alright, 142 is what we're looking for as we meet the localizer. So I'm going to slowly turn the heading to match as we get closer to the localizer. Here comes the glide slope. I am going to pick up my phone. Hopefully it does not disconnect. We'll calibrate. We'll switch core position, final runway 14. And then calibrate one more time. Autopilot disengage. I'm going to do the altitude first. Heading. We'll leave the speed on. We're on a 130. Flaps for landing. Might be a little too slow. I'm not really sure yet. I honestly don't know.
Linden Pindling Unicum. Infinite Flight 965 is on final. Runway 14.
Man, that sounds good. That sounds really good.
Whisker Uniform Mike Bravo Alpha. Taxiing to runway 32. Linden Pindling Unicum.
Alright, we're high.
Whisker Uniform Mike Bravo Alpha. Taxiing to runway 14.
Alright, we're on final. 14. Just got right under the glide slope, so we're gonna level off here and do everything we can to get this thing lined up. System land lights are on, strobe lights are on.
Linden Handling Unicom, Infinite Flight 978, taxiing to runway 14.
Bit low now. Still to the left, or to the right of the localizer. Still trying to make adjustments to get it lined up. Speed down some. Make our way to 80 as we get closer. And again, the speeds that they gave me were kind of rough, so it also depends on weight. So if you see a tutorial that tells you to do one speed, always remember that it could be a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your payload, depending on the weight, how much fuel you have, how much passengers you have, and all that. So let's be careful with that. Alright, we're finally lined up on the
Linden Handling Unicom.
Approach.
Sierra Alpha November
There
Delta Whiskey
seems to
India
be a
Charlie
little bit
Hotel
of
is
wind.
clear of all runways.
A little bit of crosswind, just a little bit. Flaps are full. So far, so good.
Linden Handling Unicom. Corporate 038 is inbound. Request traffic advisories.
90. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know if we're going to be able to get down to 85.
Holding short runway 14.
Right now, I am. Oh no! Come back! Come back! Okay, here we go.
Linden Handling Unicom. Delta 777.
Alright,
Taxiing to
float.
runway 14.
Here's the float. Okay, don't go idle yet. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to. Are we on the ground? I think we're on the ground. Oh, I was trying to maneuver my phone to land. Oh my god, now I can't keep it straight. Oh, that's because autopilot's still on. Alright, we're just gonna go. I want another chance of that. I might have to just do. I honestly might take off in the pattern and then land again. Alright, rotate. So take off flaps. That was bad. It was really bad. Sorry. And we're back on the ground. Oh my god, I'm failing at this. Sorry again. I'm sorry it keeps blacking out. I keep maneuvering my phone and the cord that's connected to my phone. It keeps like cutting out whenever I move the phone too much. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm actually gonna make a left pattern here and attempt that landing again before we move on to the next airport, because I'm not happy with that, how that went. Plus the screen freaking blacked out right before I touched down.
Runway 14.
Everything that could go wrong there did go wrong, except I didn't get a phone call. It's the only thing that didn't happen on that approach. I'm gonna go up to 1,500. I'll make left traffic here and attempt to land again on runway 14.
Sierra Alpha November Delta Whiskey India Charlie Hotel, taxiing to
Oh, don't
runway
worry, guys. There's no
14.
passengers today. I have an empty ride. I was like, this is my first flight in this thing. How about we don't bring passengers? Let's leave. Oh my god, let's leave the passengers home. I gotta figure out why it keeps blacking out when I move the phone too much. That's how you know I'm fighting and like maneuvering like crazy, is whenever you see my screen black out because I'm moving the phone too much. It's like bank angle basically. It's like a bank angle warning.
Crossing runway 14.
Linden Pindling Unicum.
So we're gonna try that again.
Foxtrot is taking off runway 14, departing south.
And we're still climbing, and I don't want to be climbing.
Linden Pindling Unicom, Delta 777.
Alright, let's go ahead and let everybody know what we're doing.
Runway
Report position will be on left downwind, runway 14.
Corporate Linden Pindling Unicom, Blue 116 is on left downwind, runway 14.
Oh god, we turned way too
Linden
much.
Pindling Unicum, November 1 Kilo Bravo is 4 nautical miles to the southeast at 4,700 feet. Inbound for touch and
figure
go.
this out.
We'll make left traffic
And
for
how are we
runway
looking on
14.
traffic-wise? Like, where is everybody at? Let's turn
Linden
that back
Pindling
on.
Unicom, Infinite Flight 978, holding short runway 14.
Alright, it's like we have a couple people on
Linden
final.
Pindling Unicum, November 1
I'm
Kilo
flying by
Bravo
hand
is
now.
on left downwind,
So the
runway
screen goes black
14.
and why.
Linden Pindling Unicom, Infinite Flight 978 is taking off runway 14, departing south.
Let's see. Alright, we got one plane on final. We probably may see him. And then once he passes us, sorry. I really gotta get that to stop doing that. Where is it? Sorry, guys. Yo, we gotta tighten it or something. It's not okay. It's really annoying. So, let's see. Yeah, so once he passes us, we're in an extremely tight pattern too. We should be a little bit farther out, I think. We'll follow in behind him. I'll also descend because we're too high. I don't want to gain too much speed.
Linden Pindling Unicum, Whisker Uniform Mike Bravo Alpha Bravo Alpha.
Off our left
Taxiing to
wing now
runway
somewhere. There he is. I see him.
Linden
I have the
Pindling
traffic in sight.
Unicom, Delta 777, holding short runway 14.
See a few other people deciding to go do another attempt at it too. Alright, we'll make our left base turn. Announce it. Port position, left base. Alright, 14.
Linden Pindling Unicom, Blue 116 is on
Yes.
left base, runway 14.
So we can hold our altitude while we do that. See, this is why I should have watched Skyhawk's tutorial video. I was trying not to like watch any videos about the TBM before I flew it because I want to really genuinely fly it and see it and touch it for the first time. And this is what happens when you don't practice before you stream. Alright, so we're descending. I don't want to be descending. Yeah, we're descending a lot. This is so different. Not the plane, but I don't know. It's not an airliner, that's what it is. I keep pressing buttons that I'm not trying to press. Alright, so report again, please, November 1 Kilo Bravo. I know you're following me, but just keep spacing. Alright, final, runway 14.
Linden Pindling Unicom, Blue
We'll go flaps
116 is on
four.
final, runway 14.
Flaps 1. I have visual of the runway again. We'll be putting gear out here soon. Hopefully I can get a landing without it going black screen. Like I need to calibrate my screen or something because the way I'm turning it right now is not very comfortable. Alright, gear down.
Linden handling Unicom, Delta 777 is taking off runway 14, remaining in the pattern.
Alright, let's get it right this time.
Linden
Turn off
handling
the
Unicom,
distractions.
Corporate 038 is clear of all runways.
Flaps, landing flaps. And we're high. Sorry. I might have to hold that while I freaking land. That's not cool. It's gonna be hard because I'm holding it. It's gonna be hard for me to do anything else. Alright, so I was okay until I got to like 90 knots. So I'm going to 98. Alright, now we're aligned with the glide slope and localizer. Gears down, flaps are down. Wish me luck on this again. I think one of the things that I did wrong last time is I tried to pull up, was when I turned off speed mode, my power was at like 80%. There we go.
Linden Pindling Unicum, November 1 Kilo Bravo is on final, runway 14.
Let's get this thing. There we go, we made it. Alright, that was a whole lot better than the first time. Live and you learn. Alright, let's get out of here. Flaps take off. We'll keep it rolling. And we should be able to rotate right there. Nice. Woo! I was so unhappy with that first landing. I was like, we're gonna redo this right now. Redoing this right now. Alright, positive climb, gear up. Alright, next stop, Providence. I think is the name of it. But not the Providence maybe think about. It's a different Providence. Alright, we'll climb to 8,000 again, initially. And then we'll be cruising at flight level 310 this time. Now let's take a look at our flight plan here.
Linden handling Unicom, November 657 Mike, taxiing to runway 14.
Turn left a little bit. Another feature I would love to request is a flight director or something, like some way to that'll show you on the HUD without looking at the map where your next waypoint is. That would be pretty cool. Alright, flaps are up. We're still flying it by hand at the moment. Trying to realign ourselves on the flight plan. Had a successful second landing at Nassau. The first one was definitely not successful. Passing 4,000 now. I'll just leave the power as it is. Nose up. No, nose up. We'll turn the power down. We'll see if we can get this plane to go about 180 now. Say goodbye to Nassau. Yeah, so I don't know. That first, yeah. So the first time I tried landing, I was already. I had no idea what I was doing, anyways. I mean, the second time I didn't either. But the first time I tried landing, I had no idea what I was doing. And when I disconnected the auto throttle, or the autopilot, right before the flare, it was the power was like 100% or something like that, and it went to like a crazy bad float. Alright, we're gonna hit 180 there. Nav mode. I'll go to 12 first. No, we'll go to 13 first, and then
Linden Pinling
once we get everything situated,
November
we'll go ahead and climb to our
657
cruise
Mike
altitude.
holding short runway 14.
All right, I get to rest my hands now.
Linden Pindling Unicum.
Can you imagine there was a time in Infinite Flight where you had to, like, there was no nav mode, you had to actually change the heading every time you got to the next waypoint? I am so glad they added that. I think that's one of the best features they added since the release of Infinite Flight period, is the being able to use nav mode is just amazing. Alright, coming up on 10,000, we'll go ahead and turn the landing lights off ahead of time, so I don't have to remember. 95% in one on climb, and everything looks good at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and just set altitude to 310. Sorry, that's way too high. Here we go. Beautiful shallow blue waters, crystal clear out here. You can see our fuel down there is in the orange, but it shouldn't be a problem. We should be good. There's a S-22. Tell you, man, I don't know what we did. I don't know what we did, but the military got their eyes on us, because every time we fly, we got fighter jets surrounding us. I don't know what's going on. Scenic view, hello. All right. It's time for me to not neglect you guys anymore. What's up, Rob? Graeme Porter, good to see you, man. Ariane, good to see you as well. Walking Fruit, appreciate you for being here. ZVK Studios, good to see you as well. Thomas R, welcome to the stream. GL Aviation, Sammy J, Skybus, Asdu, Jake Dobb, Justin Clan, Starly as usual, Price Tech 110, good to see you. You too, what's up, man? Daniel Delaney, what's up, man? The Yoshi fan, what's up, bro? Nick Gaming, also here, what's up, man? Skybus, I think I already said your name. IFMG, I'm just kind of going through like the most recent comments, shouting you guys out, because I've been busy, man, this whole flight so far from the start. Lots to talk about, lots to see, lots to do, so I haven't really been able to look at the chat all that much, and we would probably still be on the ground if I were reading the chat from start. So I'm catching up on it now, and I think you guys who are watching now, who've been here since the beginning, definitely deserve a shout out, because if you came and left, then you should have stuck around. You got shouted out. Baba, what's up, man? From Germany, Berlin, Germany. Starlight says he's gonna tell me what I did wrong. All right, sounds good. I'm open for open criticism or constructive criticism. What I did wrong. I also think I landed slower on the first time. I think I went down to 85 or 89. I don't remember. I went down a little bit slower on the first attempt to land. I think I said you, Rob. In case I didn't, what's up, Rob? Yeah, man, I was over here sweating trying to do that landing. I'm not kidding. I was like, I gotta get this right. I gotta get this right. Oops, wrong button. I was like, there's no way it's this hard. But it's just, I was doing it wrong. And again, that's what I get for like, hey, I want to play and I want to stream, and it literally be my first touch of this plane. And usually, very rarely, does my first landing in a plane go smoothly. But I want you guys to be able to watch me have that experience too. Look at that beautiful blue water, man. Passing 23,000 now. This thing is climbing. Good job. I'm gonna lower the vertical speed though to 2,000. Should be able to get a little more power out of it. The altitude's at the 31,000. Speed right now is at 181 knots. Trim is still 30. Flaps are up. Land lights are up. Or not up. Land lights are off. Lara's chilling. Bahamas are blue. Yes, the TBM does have a pressurized cabin. Open the door, whatever. Look at what about my vertical speed? It's at 1900. Was this, that must have been an old comment that I'm looking at. Yeah, my vertical speed was 31,000. It was fine. We were still holding. At 23,000 feet, we were still holding 3,100 feet per minute at 180 knots. Just pointing that out before I lowered it to 1900. So. We are definitely lighter than we were our first takeoff. What's the flyby view sound like? Flyby view. Wait, what is this? Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Nothing special. Stamp is no. This is legit. This is not modded. What up, Yoshi fan? Thanks for the screenshots of the landing. No, I'm not up front. I'm like in the back now. We have to go around. We had a couple things happen actually before landing at Nassau. We're way in the back. I'm like never in the front, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. But our first attempt, we actually had to kind of like circle back in the air because we were too high, and then when we landed, we didn't land well, and I decided to go back and do it again. And we're only 2,000 feet away from our cruise, so this thing is climbing really well. Like it's definitely people advertise it and brag about how this is the fastest general aviation prop plane. Other than like Steve-O's videos, I really didn't know much about the TBM, to be honest with you. I've flown the PC-12 on other simulators, but I've never flown the TBM. Stan, we're in the TBM 930 today. Gisela, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Wow. What's the longest flight I've ever done? And yours is 60, is that 60 or 52 hours? That's, and what plane did you do a 60, 52 hour flight? I'll pass on that opportunity. I'm okay. I don't think I even want to do a flight that long. Alright, so let's go up. I think you guys said that the cruise in this thing was Mach 0.55. So we'll try that. See how that looks. Well, looks like we can go faster than that. Yeah, we're at Mach 0.55. Coming up now, we still have a lot of area to go even quicker if we want. What's up, Tryme? Good to see you. Sounds good, Yoshi. Yeah, anybody, you can, if you want to fly with us, you don't have to depart from where we departed from. You can fly from somewhere else. That's all good. No worries. Yeah, so we have about an hour left. Now that we're out of cruise, you can hear the engines kind of calm down. It's gotten a lot quieter. Distance, or our ground speed right now, which I shouldn't have 2 ground speeds on here. I think this should be on flight time. But yeah, our ground speed is 308 knots. We have a 29 knots headwind-ish, crosswind-ish kind of thing going on. I didn't know the 777 freight could fly 24 hours max fuel and no cargo. That's crazy. MBPV. What is MBPV? Oh, that's where we're flying. You're like, look how busy MBPV is. Like, where is that? Like, oh, that's where we're going. Nice. But again, if you're just joining in, welcome. And don't forget, there's no ATC here, so as we fly into the destination airport, there's only one runway, and that is runway 10. So be mindful and respectful to people around you and create spacing so that we can all land safely, not on top of each other. Much appreciated. So cool. Let's see. So check everything, make sure I got everything good. Is the cruise Mach 0.55? Can you guys let me, is that, am I right on that? I think it is. High Flyer, are donations being shown? They should be. I didn't turn them off, so I didn't make any changes since our last stream, so everything should show up as they should. For subscribers, donators, super chat, all that stuff. It's so beautiful out here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. You know what's crazy is, like, we're at 31,000 feet right now, but it doesn't really feel like it. Like, it really doesn't feel like I don't feel like I'm that high. Like, when I'm in an airliner, we climb up to like 30,000 feet and stuff like that. Like, it really feels like you're at 30,000 feet as a plane way down there below us. But I don't know what it is about this thing, but it doesn't feel like we're at 31,000 feet. Maybe because I'm in such a small plane that doesn't feel like it. I don't know, but I don't know. I just don't feel like it. I don't know how you guys feel, what you guys think. And speaking of what you guys think, what do you guys think about the TBM? Like, what is your first impression? Like, what do you think so far? A lot of people have had a lot of talk about how, you know, a lot of negative and positive talk about anticipation for the TBM update. So, like, is it like all you wanted with it? Like, is it disappointing? Is it like, oh, this is so much better than I thought it was gonna be? Like, what do you think about the TBM? I just kind of want to know what you guys are feeling and thinking. Is it something you can see yourself flying a lot more? Are you kind of like opening your eyes a little bit more? Thank you, Starley Mach 0.55. Something you can see yourself flying? Are you more open-minded to general aviation type stuff now? Better Andrea, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Greatly appreciated. I know a lot of you guys are tube liner people, so I don't think like the TBM could have clickable cockpits. You could probably have all the best features you could ever add to it, and some of you guys will still not like it just because it has a propeller on it. But some people are just like that, and that's your taste. That's what you like. That's what you know. That's what you're into. That's what you're into. Nobody's gonna change that. What's up, Swiss? Good to see you, man. Mr. Chico, what up? But as far as my own personal opinion so far, I do like it. One thing we haven't looked at yet is the exterior cameras. Let's look at that. now that we have time on our next one. So we already looked at the nose view, which will look really cool whenever you drop the landing gear. May try that later. We have this camera, which I really like this camera. I really like this one. Let's see, we got nose. We looked at left wing, we looked at right wing. We looked at cockpit right. Bottom. Yeah, so I can dig it. By the way, I wasn't talking when we were in the exterior. I knew he was loud, and so I just didn't talk. I don't want to turn it down because I want you guys to be able to hear all the sounds that we have. So I'm gonna leave that camera set to there, and we'll go back to the exterior camera. I heard some people were having issues with like the UI and stuff, and I actually haven't had that problem yet, or maybe I haven't been to the right part where you're having that problem. What up, dear Crusher? Appreciate the little knowledge right there. He says a TBM is an aircraft that will allow you to go to and explore places that your airliner cannot go, and for that reason the TBM is the most versatile aircraft in his opinion. I don't disagree. Thomas R, I like this comment. He says TBM has opened the doors to GA flying. We'll be sure to fly into more GA airports that don't get enough attention. I think let's talk about GA for a second. What's up, Ethan Price? Good to see you, man. Aviator Lucas, good to see you as well. Let's talk about GA and that whole subject. I think, and again, like I said before, like there's some people who like that's all you want to fly is the Airbus, all you want to fly is Boeing, and that's okay. That's just that's what you like, that's what you want to fly. That's cool. And no matter how amazing of a GA plane Infinite Flight could release, or probably on any game ever, you could ever see is ever gonna change your mind. And to be honest, I was kind of that way for a while when I was younger, because all you ever see usually, most people, all they ever see is the airliners flying over their house. They see big 777s, 747s. They want to see planes with all this loud power, and you just don't see a lot of GA. And GA, I feel like, is underrated. It was not until like even when I fly on X-Plane, I would always fly the Boeing 737, the INDEE 80, 747, stuff like that. That's all I ever did. I was into like private jets though. That's something I was really into. Still am. And but when it comes to like propeller props like the TBM, the PC-12, C208, King Air, stuff like that, I didn't really get into that kind of stuff until I started actually trying to learn how to fly. Because before, flight simulation and stuff like that was always for fun. It was never really, I didn't really have, like, I never really thought that I could actually become a pilot. Like, I never really thought I could actually become a pilot. I was just like, I like airliners, I'm just gonna fly this big airliner. It's fun to land a big plane. But whenever I started, like, all right, I'm gonna actually start how to learn. How do I fly a pattern? How do I fly VFR? How do I legitly fly VFR? How do going through the steps to actually learn how to, if you were to go to flight school, I was starting to like really teach myself through flight simulation how to legit fly planes. And so obviously that all starts off with the Cessna 172, which is definitely not the most exciting plane to most people. And I did that. I started doing pattern work in the Season 172. I started doing let's say, yeah, pattern work. I started doing short flights in the C-172, and part of the reason I did that was because I was with a virtual airline at the time who required you to do all these things before they would even let you fly the big planes. So that's part of the reason I was doing that. From the C-172, I moved up to other planes like the PC-12, which is very similar to the TBM. And when I started flying the PC-12, doing the same type of things, doing short flights, maybe like 100 to 200 mile hops in a PC-12 to Class Charlie, Class Delta, uncontrolled airports, small airports, and stuff like that with FS economy, I fell in love with the PC-12. For a while, the PC-12 was my favorite aircraft of all aircraft. So yeah, and then from there, later on through just, you know, I still flew airliners, but I finally had an actual appreciation for the PC-12. I know for GA, and then I moved into the King Air. I really love flying the King Air, and then I started flying Cessna 208, and just I finally opened my eyes up to general aviation, just because I was learning how to actually like do legit flights and not just hop in a freaking, you know, Delta 737 or something like that. So I think for most people, it's probably just going to take time for you to actually appreciate general aviation. But once you get into it, you get hooked. It's hard to get out of it. Like even now, when it comes to things that I do in X-Plane, even though I stream a lot of my airline flights, I actually fly twice as much in general aviation now. Like in the PC-12, King Air, 200 and 350, stuff like that. But that being said, on infinite flight, adding an aircraft like the TBM, I think is beneficial to sparking interest into general aviation, and also flying in the airports that you usually wouldn't fly into, because you're not going to land an airliner at certain airports, because certain, you know, airlines don't fly to a lot of airports that GA planes fly to, because usually GA planes are flying the airports because it's either, you know, somebody's on vacation, you know, got their own plane, or there's a charter that goes there, or who knows what the reason is. But I don't know, I think TBM is a perfect time to give general aviation a chance. And you can, and the great thing about the TBM is that you can fly up here at 31,000 feet, but you could also stay down at like 5,500 feet, 10,000 feet, 15,000 feet, whatever. Obviously, most of the infinite flight scenery looks better at 31,000 feet, and not so great at 5,000, but depends where you're at. But so what I think about this TBM is that I like it. I mean, obviously I said I like it already, but the biggest thing to me that I like the most, that I think would not be the same if they had not included this, is the engine sound. I do agree the engine sound is a game changer. I mean, obviously after a while we're gonna get so used to it that we're not even gonna notice that it's different, that it's new, that it's special. But I think the engine sound is a huge difference. I mean, opening doors is cool. That doesn't benefit anybody, you know. The interior cockpit is cool and all of that, but my personal favorite feature in the TBM itself is the engine sounds, and even the difference between interior and exterior engine sounds too. Only thing, and I already mentioned this earlier, only thing that I would really not change but add to the TBM that I think is possible, maybe, because I mean obviously everybody wants clickable stuff, but besides like all of that, like, is whenever you open the door, I would love to be able to hear the exterior engine sound kind of creep in as you're opening the door. Have an actual sound effect for the door opening. Have a sound effect for, like, once you get into the sound realm, there's so many more things you can do. I mean, you can add a sound that the tires make when they touch down. You know, I think somebody said there is an autopilot disconnect sound. We haven't heard that yet. At least I haven't heard that. We'll try that on landing again and see. Yes, somebody said there was one. I'm not sure. Andrew says he wants to recommend GA hops around all 6 airports. Or is that a 5? My 6 is like weird on my computer. And Jamaica. Thanks. The stall sound sounds good to you? Ooh, we probably should have heard it when we landed earlier. I'm pretty sure we stalled. Pretty sure we did. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Yes, Swiss 001, that is correct. Global will be 1 year old in about a week. I didn't hear the autopilot disconnect sound. I think it was the moment was too hot. Like, it was too much going on at the time. Whenever I was trying to land, I didn't notice the stall disconnect, not the stall and autopilot sounds. Gorgeous scenery. Keep hitting the cable. What cable? What cable are you talking about? Oh, I see what he's saying. Sounds good, Daniel. I see you. They've already posted details about Friday Night Flight on the community forum. So if you were wondering, everybody was wondering, where is Friday Night Flight going to be this week? Obviously, it's going to be the TBM. We all know that, so we'll be flying TBM again. I am planning to do the Friday Night Flight this week. Looks like it's going to be in the Alps, which is a great place because there's lots of really pretty beautiful whatever mountains out there in the Alps. I think it's be Geneva, Arno, and Sion are the featured airports. So I want to take a look through the 18.5 release. We talked a lot about the TBM, but there's a lot more things that they added. New in the update is the TBM 930, obviously. The TBM map icon, so on the map it now shows the actual TBM. TBM interior, exterior turboprop engine sounds, ambient exterior sounds, wind, city noise, updated call signs, added NOTAM UI, ATC improvements, and new subscription workflow, which is pretty cool. The max cruising speed is 330 knots of the TBM, max range 1730 nautical miles, takeoff length only 2,380 feet. Just reading through it now because I read through most of it. I didn't read through the whole thing. ATC improvements, which I know most of you guys probably don't care about, so I'm not gonna read that. They changed the UI, the NOTAM thing, which I think is good. But where do you see that? Like, when do you see that? Like, is that like a TFR kind of thing, or is that like, what is that? So we'll have to look into that. Something about Android screen recorder. Who cares? I'm just kidding. They added Aerolíneas Argentinas, Bemis Bangladesh Airlines. These are all new call signs. China Eastern, Norwegian Air UK, PAL Express, Peach Aviation. Is that real? TUI Airways and Wow Air. Interesting. Apparently BBPV is busy. Expect delays. There's no ATC though, right? There shouldn't be. There wasn't. No, there's no ATC. It is busy though. That's not a lie. Is that a Dash 8? No, that's a TBM icon. There's like a couple airliners there. There's 2 airliners taking off. All right, what are we looking at? We're at 39 ETE. Let's go ahead and do some shout outs real quick. I'm gonna go down the list. We'll start with Raven up front. I am gonna do a music. Why not? So the music I'm playing today is inspired by Steve-O1 Knievo's YouTube channel. Alright, so first up we got Raven. Thank you so much for flying with us. Tick Tick Pro, and obviously everyone's in TBMs. Then we got Starly, always up front. And we got Zones, Rob Zones. After that we got November 425 Zulu Kilo. Click on them. There we go. Go away. After that, IFMG Uno. Welcome, welcome, Graeme Porter. After that, Porter 25. Shout out to my mods. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for holding it down. November 930 Tango Romeo. That's Mr. Thomas. So loyal, man. You're so loyal. I appreciate you coming back every week. November 308 Mike November Muhammad flying with us today. Infinite Flight 965. That's Infinite Flight. I think Infinite Flight Boy. November 351 Hotel Sierra Elias Long Haul North something. November 1 Kilo Bravo. What up, man? That's Kaiser Husky. We were right next to him earlier. Then we got Sierra Golf Echo 189er Smooth like Ryanair flying with us today. Fat Albert 888. What's up, man? That's Mr. Evan. And then right on our back right now we got our escort. Foxtrot, Charlie, Bravo, Alpha, whatever, Fab Cat. I'm not gonna even try to read all that. Mark, what's up, man? Then we got November 65, Mike, Counter X24, Wambaba behind him. And like I said, we fell all the way to the back. Wow, we're like the last plane. How did that happen? We were like towards the back percentage. Now we're literally the last, about to be the last plane in line. Am I just going slow? Is that what it is? I think everybody else is doing like a different speed. I'm doing Mach 0.5 how everybody else is chilling at something else. But anyways, it's F-22. No screenshots for me today. I'm not promoting fighter jets in today's flight. So if you're in a fighter jet, you're gonna be in the screen. I'm not asking for escorts today. All you do is ruin my engine sounds. Oh my god, it's so loud. Go inside. If you're in a jet today, you're a troll. That's what I mean. No offense, but if it does offend you, that's not my fault. If you're in a jet today, you're a troll. Because I said it multiple times earlier, don't come in fighter jets today. Fighter jets are not welcome in this flight. We don't need any escorts. Trying to enjoy the Bahamas. We got the freaking CIA on our back. What up, Harry? Good to see you. I know you can't hear me. That's why I had to switch camera views. What I'm gonna do is I'm just go slower than you can go without stalling. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if that works. To get screenshots of some of these. I skipped one. Who did I skip? Yoshi, I didn't skip anybody. Ethan, we're on expert server. Skip. I don't think I skipped anybody. I don't think I skipped anybody. I got everybody. I got him. I got him. Did I miss this guy? Yeah, I did. Aviation Airways. Shout out to you too, man. Thanks for flying with us. I don't think I tapped on him. Everybody else I know I got. For sure. For sure. I do like seeing all the November numbers, like the actual like general aviation type call signs. It's pretty cool. I should have changed my call sign to my GA call sign, which is November 116 Bravo. But maybe next time, maybe another time, maybe another day. So, let's see how long we got. 38 minutes. Our ground speed slowed down a lot because I was slowed down. There's a big gap ahead of us. Like, these guys are all separated like beautifully. You guys are doing a great job with separation right here. And then you get to me. We have this huge gap between me and Fat Albert. And even though I slowed down somehow, oh, well, Bob was actually passing us because he was behind us before. Was it him? No, we talked to him too. So I think we're pretty much just gonna be last plane in on arrival. So and I'm just cool. I'm fine with that. I'm not in the rush today. Just talking TBMs today. TBMs and GA. But yeah, if you don't see it, you probably just need to update the app. Cause yeah, I got the update yesterday. And as soon as I downloaded it, everything worked perfectly fine. F-22 is still ruining my point of view. Like whenever I go to the exterior view, all I hear is F-22 jets. It's really, I don't know how to avoid this guy. Except to slow down and hope that he can't stay. All I can do is slow down and hope that he can't stall. Like I need a legit fighter jet to come shoot him down. That's what I need. But one day, man, one day, get some stuff working in here. Oh, there it is. There's the, yeah, I bet the gear handle works, but I don't know if the lights work. Deer Crusher says I can come shoot him down. Yeah, get him, Deer Crusher. Come shoot him down for me. I need backup. I need a real escort. But yeah, I think Friday night flight's gonna be pretty fun over in the Alps. I would love to just like really actually do some VFR flying. Like right now we're pretty much doing IFR. We're just flying from one airport to the other, but actually take the TBM out and fly it manually, you know, at low altitude. Not like low, not like on the ground low, but you know what I mean, like an actual, like at a decent VFR altitude over the mountains. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We'll do that tomorrow. I think that's gonna be our plan. Is in Friday night flight, we'll do some actual VFR flying in the TBM and see what that feels like. I think it's gonna be tough because I've already struggled with landing this thing and flying it by hand without my connection breaking or whatever. So we'll have to give that a try. That'll be pretty interesting. Oops, I hit the rudder. Hopefully the weather is VFR friendly out there. Gear handle does not work. Thank you for the update on that. I haven't looked at it yet. I'll see you soon, Daniel. Do we still have that bogey ahead of us? Oh, nice. Bogey down. Kill confirmed. Good job, Deer Crusher. Alright, now we can speed back up and not just creep across the Bahamas. Almost speed up. I think we can go, what, 0.6 maybe? Let's see. See how fast we can get now. Probably have a massive gap ahead of us. Like, whoever's in the jet, like, I don't mind you flying with us, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind them flying with us. I just don't want any fighter jets today. Especially with sounding like whenever you're in an airliner, you don't really hear the, like, you hear the fighter jet, but you don't hear it, you know? But in this TBM, it's, you know, it's definitely quieter than the F-22, and so that thing is just roaring. LFLJ, runway length is about 1,800 feet. Tetra skill the short runway. May have to think about that. Don't mind a challenge. Alright, Lewis, see you next time, man. Thanks for joining by. Thanks for stopping by. Frankfurt says, hold my beer. I'm gonna butter it. Hopefully, we can take what we learned by failing our first landing and get a smooth one take into our final destination. Again, guys, separation. Looks like you guys are doing great though already. I don't think I even need to remind you of that this time. But most of you guys are doing a good job on separation. So again, one runway here, just one runway. What's the how? It's probably a pretty good size runway. Let's see. Elevation is 12 feet. Runway is 9,000 feet. So lots of runway. Long enough. Oh, that's Lukla? Oh, yeah, I've been there. Ouch. I just hit myself. We've been to Lukla before. We landed, what was it, 208? I think we landed 208s at Lukla a while back, if I remember correctly. And I think I crashed. How many times did we crash? Oh, that was, we did that airport in the, we did a tour way back in the day, man. I say back in the day, but it was like a few months ago. What was it? We was at the most dangerous airport tour we did. And we were all like swarming Lukla Airport, and I think I crashed it like 8 times. A few people landed in -8s, which is ridiculous. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. I don't think I've ever crashed that many times in one day. Oh, it's similar to Lukla. Okay, I know Lukla was the one that I crashed at for sure. I was like, it looks so simple. It can't be this hard. It was Korsava? Oh. Wait, is that the same place? I crashed at multiples of those airports, I think. So I don't remember. I just know it was one of those airports that have a very short runway, and I remember crashing a Cessna 208 on it multiple times. Stalling, hitting the mountain. I do remember flying to Courchevel, and that's the one in France, isn't it? Or near France? You crashed your TBM 10 times already? That's crazy. Brand new plane, you guys are already crashing it. Oh, look. Hello. I didn't see you there. Hey, let's fly in formation, person. Who is this? Who's this person next to me? Wombaba. Hey, Wombaba, let's fly in formation. Hit me up. Give me Mach 0.61. Or actually, Mach 0.6. Let's do Mach 0.6. He's like left me now. He was like right there, now he's left me. I'm trying to catch up to him. Let's see, he's at, oh, he's just a little bit faster. Alright, you stay at the speed you're at, I'm gonna catch you. Alright, he's flying 0.6, perfect. Don't change your speed, I'll come to you. Almost. Zerdy, good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. I don't know, what is the wind or what? We do have 28 knots. I just can't quite get to you. We got another person on our left. Yeah, you two don't go anywhere. Both of you guys in the blue liveries. We gotta get a screenshot together. What's up, Infinite Flight Stream? Good to see you, man. Can the scenic camera give me a good shot? I might do it on my own. This is what you guys get for holding up the back with me. Everybody's so far ahead. You guys been holding up the back for me or with me. Okay, this camera's failing me right now. I'm trying to get it. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're dead. Never mind. Alright, we gotta do this on our own. Scenic camera, you have failed us today. Let's do regular cameras. That's the only option we have. And I'm gonna... change my altitude to 31 or something to get a little bit above you guys. It's a lot harder to do formation probably at Mach speed. Mach speeds is a bit different than if you were flying lower. We'll probably do some formation stuff tomorrow too if we're doing VFR. That beautiful island under us, that's legit. Oh, come on. Let's get the money shot. Give me the money. The money. I'm going to lag as soon as I screenshot. No. No lag on the screenshot. I'm in the right wing now. Or cockpit right. Either way. Go. Under your wing. It's not working. I thought maybe we can get like a cool interior view, but it's not gonna work out this time. The real G, what's up, Bandit? No, we're not crashing. You can see, we know what happens. Nothing's changed to crashing in Infinite Flight. You just get a black screen. It's very uneventful. It was like, boom, crash. I don't even know if there's a sound effect. We are now officially Flight of 3. Just trying to get a screenshot with you guys. Back to 0.60, just so you guys know. Let's see. The scenic camera is just moving around to the views that I don't want. We may have to do this when we get lower. What we could do, Wombaba, and who is this person? What's her name? Counter X. What we could do, how far out are we? Yeah, we need to descend anyways. So let's go ahead and descend to 8,000. And if we're still near each other, we'll attempt it again. So, thank you guys for attempting to fly in formation with me. Spare the moment. I'm going to descend on to 8,000. And we'll make adjustments from there. All right. Again, guys, spacing. Whenever you get, whenever it's time to land, because it's only one airport. I mean, one runway. Legendary gamers, do I watch anime? I watch Dragon Ball Z. That's about as anime as I can get. It's about as anime as I can get right now. I do watch a lot of cartoons though. I actually do. Brady Loken, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family, my friend. Thank you so much. But yeah, I actually watch a lot of cartoons. I'm a kid at heart. Like I watch a lot of shows, but the majority of stuff that I just leave on in the background as a background noise are like kids shows, like freaking SpongeBob. What else is there? Freaking my favorite right now is Phineas and Ferb. That show. I wish I knew about that show when I was a little bit younger, but it's okay because I guess appreciate it even now. I love all the songs. What up, Rome's? Good to see you. No, you cannot be a mod, and no spamming. But I always appreciate people wanting to be, take part and help out with streams and stuff. So I do, whenever I'm telling somebody they can't be a mod, it's not because I just don't like you. It's just because I don't need any more mods right now. But I am honored that you would want to mod for my channel. Alex Coffee, what up, man? Yep, we're almost to our final destination. It's our second leg today if you're just joining in. We started off in... We're probably going to circle around because we're definitely too high, and we probably should have descended a lot earlier. We started off in Opelika, Miami Executive, which is the airport that Steve 01 Knievel usually flies in and out of, and that's the reason we chose that one. If it was not for him, I would have flew actually out of another airport to the south. It's KTMB, which is my preferred executive airport in Miami, which is called Miami Executive Airport. It's just a different executive airport. They're all the same. Not the same per se, but you know what I mean. They're all smaller airports. So right now we're descending on to 8,000. Oh yeah, first stop was in Nassau. We had 2 attempts at landing there because we did not do very well the first time. Second time was smooth as silk. Greased that baby. And ooh, they're dead. Definitely just died. Yep. Dead. It's okay. If only we could have been this close when we actually want the flight formation. Yeah, now we're going to be landing in, I think it's called Providence. I think that's what the name of it is. Small little island out here. Now we'll check on the weather. It is a Class Charlie. Providenciales. There is a VOR on top of it, so I could do the VOR approach. Interesting. Should we do a realistic approach? Let's see what that looks like. How realistic do I want to be today? Let's just find out. All right, I'm gonna pull up my trusty Navigraph. Where are you, Navigraph? All right, so Providenciales Airport info. Is that on the screen? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we're landing runway 10. Elevation is 28. Terminal's gonna be on the left. Ooh, that makes things even more interesting. There are no taxiways, people. Probably should have went over this a lot sooner because I think a lot of you guys are already landing with not enough spacing. So there's a turnaround at the end of 10 and there's a turnaround at the end of 28. So if you're gonna get off of the runway landing 10, you're gonna back taxi all the way back, basically half of the runway back to get to the terminal. That is gonna make things really interesting. Birds in the vicinity, watch out for those too. ATIS is a 132.45. It does have poppy lights, however you say that. But for the approach for runway 10, there's an RNAV, there's a VOR, VORY, Z. Ooh, these are interesting. Look at this one, the ARC. I have not flown one of those legitly yet. There's an RNAV approach. But I think I want to do the VOR approach. I think a VOR approach would be fun. What altitude do we need to be at for that? 2,000. We're gonna do the VOR approach. Because why not? Why the heck not? Especially with that much traffic landing and back taxiing and all that crazy stuff. Looks like we got Raven coming down right now with GH Lob right behind him. If Raven successfully lands this, he's gonna be back taxiing while GH Lob is landing, and that's gonna cause a problem right off the bat. Starley's coming up short behind them, so that's gonna be chaos. And that is the reason we're gonna be flying the VOR approach, because what that's gonna do, what that means is this right here, this little circle with a line in it, a bunch of ticks, it's like a clock with no numbers. That is a VOR, and I think he just crashed. Oh yeah, Raven tick just look at him. He definitely just crashed. That's what crashing looks like on the radar. Yeah, we'll fly over the VOR, the Providenciales VOR, and as you can see on the chart here, we would fly into the VOR. We'll make a left turn to 299er this way. You see right here, it has us going at 2,000 feet when we get over the VOR. Then you fly basically right over the airport at 299er heading, and then you circle back for a final approach. And while we're making that turn, we're going to descend down to turn at 2.5 per minute. So 1,300 feet when we get back to this point. So why not? Let's just make things interesting. Why not just do an actual legit VOR approach? It's probably not going to work out because there's going to be too much traffic anyways. We'll probably just end up doing circles until until we are able to get on the ground. But we're going to attempt to we're not actually going to like fly straight in like we usually would. We'd fly over the airport at 2,000 feet, make that turn. And with this dotted line, this is actually the missed approach. Yeah, that's the missed approach. So we're not worried about that yet. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Other options are obviously the RNAV GNSS runway 10, which is just basically a straight in approach. Then we have the VOR Y. Yeah, X is what we were looking at. Y, I don't know the difference of Y and X. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is. And I'm not really looking for it. I'm not really trying to find out. Z is the most complicated of them all. There's like all these different sizes of aircraft. It's we're not gonna go into that today. The other side of the field has the exact same setup, except it doesn't have the oh, it does have an arc. Okay, there we go. So we do the VOR X-ray for runway 10, and that's what our approach is gonna look like, guys. Just so you know. So if you're already approaching the airport and you see a problem, like there's people flying, like you're not gonna be able to land, you think you got to go around, maybe another option for you is to fly the VOR approach, which actually probably would open up a lot more spacing for traffic and stuff like that. It would also give you time for people to back taxi on the runway, because again, the runway does not have any taxiways, as you can see right here. So anyways, enough of that. Take that off the screen. We're still descending down to 8,000. And we still have a ways out from the airport. I think. Yeah, we do. So what I can do is I'll probably deviate from the flight plan somewhere around this final leg. We'll maintain 2,000. Usually when landing it'll be 1,300. But we'll maintain 2,000 and fly directly to the VOR. As you can see, Starley right here is already flying out because he probably couldn't land for some reason as well. Welcome back, Alex. Good to see you. There's a flash flight happening at Nassau now. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so if you guys want to fly back there, feel free to. What up, Dylan737? Good to see you, man. I just saw your comment. Is there city sounds in this update? I think they said something about some ambient sounds outside in the thing. Let's see real quick the notes. Yeah, ambient exterior sounds like wind and city noise. I couldn't really hear it again because I think I just need to turn my audio up on my stream, and plus we're around a lot of other aircraft, so all I hear is their engines and their sounds. But there definitely is some extra sound now to the exterior when you're sitting on the ramp. Alright, so my speed right now is 200, so how far away from the airport? Good ways. Alright, so guys who are around me, yeah, we can try doing formation flight another time, even though we're like perfectly lined up right now. But, and there's F-22 is back. Let's go ahead and make some separation between us as I die so that we can all get on the ground safely. I'm going to slow down to 160. I'll probably be the last one to land, and I'm okay with that. We got Translovia behind us. Looks like he joined us late. Let's see what the ground looks like. The ground looks like a mess. But it doesn't look that bad. I don't see anybody taxiing through each other or anything like that. I do see two people landing at the same time, and that's not good. Starley says he's diverting to another airport because like nobody can land a TBM. Yes, legendary gamers. I get those charts from navigraph.com, but you can get free charts on the internet just by googling the name. So Starley's actually not landing here, he's going somewhere else. So Phoenix 1168, we're on expert server as usual. Another thing to remind you guys, there is on Saturday, I believe the YouTubers event. Yeah, I was wrong last week when I shouted it out, but I know for sure now that the YouTubers event is this weekend on Saturday. Again, I don't know the exact time, but check the Infinite Flight forums and social media and stuff like that to find out. But a bunch of different YouTubers are all getting together, try to do like a big event. So I still cannot confirm that I will be streaming that, but I am going to do my best to make sure that I at least am able to participate in it. So just really, again, I say this almost every stream, but it's really hard for me to stream any game on the weekends. But I'm working on it. 87 up, what's up, bro? What are my thoughts on the TBM so far? I am enjoying it. I failed my first landing. It was not very good, but I went back and I got it right the second time. We'll be flying it again tomorrow. Hand flying it a little bit more. So I'm really interested in how it handles by hand and not just the autopilot, because you don't really get a good handle what the plane feels like whenever you're flying it with autopilot, because it's just the autopilot flying it. You're not flying the plane. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say about it. Like, I like it. Like, there's really nothing negative to say about it. Yeah, some people don't like it because it's a GA plane and it's not as fast as an airliner, but it's not supposed to be. So who knows? But I like it. My thoughts about it, I like it. I love the engine sounds. I love the interiors, the exterior models. The smoothness of the doors opening, which is also with the CRJ and all the other planes that have opening things. So we'll see how it goes this time when I attempt to land. Let's keep descending though. We're at 8,000. We need to get a bit lower. We're down to 4,000 now. We'll probably just go straight to 2. By the time we get to 4,000, we need to descend to 2. And I'm looking forward to flying it VFR. Right, like I said, today we've been really just flying IFR flights. And I'm really glad we decided to do multiple stops today. I think we probably should always do that. Whenever a new aircraft is released, I think we should always do multiple flights. Oh yeah, I killed the landing. Horrible. Horrible landing the first time. Cobra, we're headed to Providenciales. I think this is in the Bahamas. I know we're in the Caribbean. Actually, no, this is not Bahamas. I think this is Caribbean. And we stopped in the Bahamas and Nassau, Bahamas earlier. And it looks like Misha just posted a flash flight on the community forums, which will probably start somewhere around the time we finish when we land, I assume. Starting at Nassau, Bahamas. So if you guys want to continue flying TBM, yeah, that's like in 30-ish minutes. So if you guys want to continue flying TBM in another flight, it'll probably be a bigger group flight than what we just did. They'll be flying between Nassau, Opelika, and I think Key West or somewhere. That'll be pretty fun, pretty crazy. Pretty fun, pretty crazy. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be a bad idea to fly back from here to Nassau. It would take you very long. I think one thing is hard for people to understand when they come from flying airlines to flying GA is how slow the landing speeds are. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is so used to landing around 135, 140 knots that whenever you come down to TBM at 100 knots over the numbers, or 90 knots over the numbers, you're like, oh, I'm gonna stall, I'm gonna stall. So again, I'm gonna be flying the VOR approach into this thing, because I have a feeling that I'm not gonna have a clear runway on final. So what I'm gonna do right now actually is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fly direct to this VOR. Yes. And I could pretty much kind of draw out what happened, like what it showed. So I can go like here, and then back to where we came from. So that's kind of what I'm gonna be doing right there, what I'm drawing out. That's my approach. Sort of. A rough sketch of my approach.
November 178.
Alright, systems. Landing lights. Let's go ahead and tune into Unicom. You hear what's going on? I'll see you on the ground, Daniel. See you later, ZVK. Let me see what 87 said earlier. I've practiced coming in at around 5 miles at least, and 130, dropping first off flaps and slowing up around 85. The landing flaps been touching down about 70 to 80. Nice. Yeah, my first landing, I was the lowest I could. It looked as slow as it looked like I could go, and still maintain control of the aircraft. Was around 90 on my current load.
Sierra is clear of all runways.
Alright, we're at 2,000. Airport is right ahead of us. That is it right there. Slow our speed down to 130.
Providenciales Unicom, November 657 Mike is 22 nautical miles to the west at 2,000 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 10.
to navigate. Oh yeah, it'd be nice program. I agree. I agree.
Providenciales Unicom, November 930 Tango Romeo is 16
Oh, sounds good,
nautical
Andrew.
miles to the
Appreciate it. He
west
says
at
Providenciales is in the
2,500
Turks
feet.
and
Inbound
Caucasus.
for landing.
You
Will
get
make straight and for runway
inter-Caribbean
10.
Airways flight from there.
Providenciales Unicom is using runway 10, left traffic.
Yeah, we got to get our landings right for tomorrow's Friday night flight. We gotta get together. The weather is just so clear today, man.
Providenciales Unicom. Infinite Flight 965 is clear of all runways.
All right, how are we looking on the ground, guys? Everything okay? Looks like Starlight's flying over there somewhere. Thank you, Alex Coffee, for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. What is that? That's a citation. Why does a citation icon look like a 737? That's not right. I'm Planes 04. Thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family, my friend. Thank you so much. Code Bro, we're landing at Providenciales. Mike Bravo Papa Victor. I probably could have kept my speed up, to be honest with you. Because we're not landing yet. Unless, let's see. So you got Fat Albert on the way in. We got this guy on the way in. Got him on the way in. Yeah, we'll do the VOR approach. So I don't really know what these two guys are going to be doing. When Bob was definitely pulled back, he's probably going to be landing on this approach. Brady, Loki, I do have a Discord. Thank you, Aaron, Caleb, for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. You know my real name is Caleb, so I like you. Yes, one of my moderators can post a link to my Discord channel. You guys could join.
Providenciales Unicom.
Nice, good to know. It says you can't slow down, drop the gear, it's like a speed brake. Appreciate it. I'm glad that that actually works on this game.
For runway 10.
Like, we could technically land, but again, we do have that traffic right there. Alright, looks like he's pulling off. Yeah, he's pulling off because there's traffic right ahead of him. And you know what it's looking like right now? That most people are not having an issue with back taxiing because they're not even using half of the runway. So you can see right here, he landed and then he's off at the first exit. So as long as you don't miss that exit, you won't have to turn around and back taxi like I showed you guys in the chart. So as long as we only use this much runway, which is, you know, should be easy in a GA plane like this, we could exit Alpha, Bravo, even Golf if you land real well. If not, if you go farther, you could always turn at Charlie and go over here or these rest of these. But we want to park over here by the terminal.
Final, runway 10.
Sounds good, Yoshi. Darkness King, I am planning on it. If all things go well, I am planning on streaming tomorrow for Friday night flight this week. TBM version. So I'm still deciding. I mean, you can tell we're only what's our actual distance to destination? We're 33 miles out. You can tell we're going pretty slow. Like, it's pretty slow. 3 planes on final right now. The next 33 miles. 4 planes actually, because we have this other guy right here. And this jet, oh my god. It's like a freaking bee around me. You know, like when there's a bee like in your ear? Yeah, that's how I feel. It looks like he's definitely, he has his flaps down and everything, so his intent is to land. So we're going to overtake him. Again, we're going to go with flight of VOR approach. That'll definitely separate us from everybody else. And we'll probably end up landing last. So I am going to demonstrate to you guys a VOR approach. Pro Gamer Zach, that is the exact reason why I don't fly on training server. It is chaotic. F-22, go land somewhere, please. Get away from me.
Providenciales Unicom, November 657 Mike.
Darkness King, since yesterday you're a grade 3. Well, congratulations.
Providenciales Unicom, November 211 Sierra Charlie is on final. Runway 10.
I don't think there's a call for what I'm about to do. Not inbound. None of that stuff. I'm just not going to call anything. Wind is 050 at 10 though. There's some scattered clouds around 1,200 feet. But if we had clouds, we'd be below it. The cool thing is that Infinite Flight pulls in all the information it needs if there were clouds, but it doesn't generate any clouds. Little Sophia, we're not landing right now. Felix Hero, good to see you, bro. Nice, you'll be grade 4 tomorrow. Congrats on that. Starly says some people deserve a vacation to the training server. So I see 2 people in the final, 3 people, 1 person behind us. Yeah, so if I were to land right now, it would have been maybe not so great. Trying to see if I can see anybody on the runway. Plane should turn itself. Yep, there it goes. It's turning. You got ghosted last week? Oh, I think I remember that.
Providenciales Unicom, November 930 Tango Romeo is clear of all runways.
Providenciales Unicom, Whisker Uniform Mike Bravo Alpha is on final. Runway 10.
Nice, there we are, flying our VOR approach.
Providenciales Unicom,
Yeah, a few more people
November
landing.
657
And it will sequence us right behind Wababa, and that'll have us going down last.
Providenciales Unicom, November 6
And we can turn in earlier if we want. So next we need to descend, according to the chart, down to 1,700.
for landing. We'll make right traffic for runway 10. Providenciales Unicom, November 211 Sierra Charlie is clear of all runways.
This is where we are on this leg right now. And we descend down to 1,300. Sometimes I wonder, like, who else does this? I don't think anybody else does this on Infinite Flight. I think everybody just flies straight in, ILS approach or no approach. ILS or visual. I don't think anybody does RNAVs, VURs, GPS approaches. I don't think anybody does that on Infinite Flight. I feel like I'm the only one who ever does that, but I could be wrong. There's probably somebody else who doesn't. So that's our approach. And if you're wondering why I'm turning around, that is why. Look familiar. Probably should be going to this other one, but whatever. So I'm actually going to skip to the next leg because we're going to be Perfect. And we'll fly the visual in. Activate. Make a left turn. We're coming up on 1,300 now.
Providenciales Unicom, November 657 Mike, going around.
What up, Aru Paul? Good to see you. Somebody else crash? How many crashes have we had in this flight? I actually thought I was going to crash the way things were going earlier. What's up, Manny? Good to see you. Let's keep an eye on our flight plan here. We can actually go ahead and make our left turn. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off. Now we're pretty much clear to land. I'm going to turn off nav mode, and we'll just use heading mode to turn us to the runway. Our altitude looks good. We're at 1,300. Our speed's at 130 knots. We will slow down a bit. Our final approach heading will be 1. That's not right. Yeah, that's right.
Providenciales Unicom.
Yeah.
Transomi
It's actually
705
yeah, 103 is
clear
right.
of all runways.
VOR approaches are also not precision approaches. So like what the chart says is not the right, like the perfect alignment for the runway. It just gets you close enough to the runway that you can find the runway and land. All right, let's see if we can run fly visual from here. I'll try to pick up my phone and just hope it doesn't cut out. Turn this stuff off. All right, wish me luck, guys. Down to 110. About to overshoot it. Calibrate my screen. And I'm going to disconnect heading mode and off mode. Leave the speed on just for the little assistance. And I'm going to try to maintain my altitude for now. Don't need to descend yet. Have a little hand flying fun. We're 13 miles out. Now I'm going to go ahead and call final. Wait, 10.
Providenciales Unicom, Blue 116 is on final, runway 10.
Laps 1. I feel like I don't need that
Providenciales
much trim, but we'll leave
Unicom,
it.
November 6, 3 Oscar Charlie is on right base, runway 10.
Alright, gear down. Let's declutter. Staying steady. Actually giving it a lot of forward pressure on the yoke. So when you're using just your phone and not a joystick, it actually starts to make it harder to see the more you tilt your phone either direction.
Unicom. Whisker Uniform Mike Bravo Alpha is clear of all runways.
I also love, it's something that I don't think most people pay attention to, but if you really look, the propeller, the speed of the speed of what the propeller is moving actually changes a little bit whenever you lower your speed or go up on your speed. So I don't know if anybody's actually noticed that, but that's a nice little touch. Alright, gear is down. Landing lights are for landing. Abdullah, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to Blue Arrow Royal Family. And bye. We're also not perfectly aligned just yet. I think we can come back. We'll go to 90. See what that does for us. Alright, flaps are down, we're good. Now we'll disconnect autopilot, we'll see if we get that sound. Yep, there it is. Now that auto throttle is off, we gotta pay attention to our speed.
Providenciales Unicom,
really bad
November
at
657 Mike is
speed.
on final, runway 10.
My hand on the throttle. Ready for flare. And we're down. Wasn't the smoothest, but we're down. There's the first taxiway. There should be one more. We are reverse throttle, reverse thrust, right there, and we should catch the next taxiway. Or we'll do the third one. Yeah, definitely not the smoothest that time, but I'm happy with it. For my third attempt today at landing the TBM 930. Up with the flaps. Get here past the bars. And announce we are clear all runways.
Providenciales Unicom.
Is anybody else on the way in?
116
Yep, we got
clear of all
2
runways.
more. Yeah, cool. Alright, where should we park?
Providenciales Unicom.
I think there may be
November
one more
657
spot down
Mike
there.
is on final, runway 10. Providenciales Unicom, November 6-3 Oscar Charlie is
This
on
thing sounds
final,
so good.
runway 10.
Oh, there's a spot right there. We'll park right there between them. It looks like the way the taxiway actually goes, it loops around, but that's okay. We'll just park on this side. It loops around so you'd be facing the opposite direction. Get her on the line there. Man, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. Alright, strobes off. Plant lights off. HUD off. And let's open them doors. Woo!
Providenciales Unicom, November 657 Mike is clear of all runways.
So yeah, guys, that's a TBM 930 for you. I think he just started his plane up just to hear it one more time. I was hoping to be able to hear the city sounds and stuff, but it's just too much noise going on here at Providenciales. But thank you guys so much as usual for flying with me today. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to flying it some more. I am planning on flying it for Friday Night Flight, which means I am planning on doing a Friday Night Flight tomorrow. So come back tomorrow, probably around the same time as we did today's flight. We'll see how work is going, because I kind of have to do flight streams around my work schedule. That's why it can be kind of random at times. So, but I definitely appreciate everyone who came out to fly with us and watch me experience the TBM 930 for the first time live. Yeah, that was eventful. That first landing was so unlegit. Like I said, I know there's a flash flight happening like right now on the Infinite Flight Forum, so head over to Nassau if you want to fly with those guys. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. I don't know. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, the formation. Yeah, I want to try doing a formation flight tomorrow. We'll see. I think we should. I think that'd be a good idea. So, you know what? I am actually going to, and this is a last minute decision. I'm going to fly. Let's see. So I want to do one more flight, but I'm not going to stream it. That's the thing. I'm not going to stream it. I know they're doing an event at Nassau, which is way back over there, and I don't know where they're flying to first. But I will probably fly from here and fly back to Nassau and probably join in on the flash flight for at least a little bit of it, while I do some other things. But I will not be streaming it, just letting you guys know that. So, but I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna end the stream. I'll probably turn the engines back on during the outro and fly back out. But thank you guys so much for flying with me. If you want to jump in the Discord, ask the moderators. Can post a link in the chat right now. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments. Always, I have the link to the Infinite Flights website in the description. I got shirts and stuff for sale if you're interested in that kind of thing. Other than that, man, I'll see you guys next time. Remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video. Oh, the flash fight's on casual? Then I won't be there. I won't be there. I am flying back though. I'm gonna fly back to Nassau, but I'm not gonna be flying on casual. Peace.
Providenciales Unicom, Blue 116, taxiing to runway 10.
Providenciales Unicom, Fat Albert 888, taxiing to runway 10.
Providenciales Unicom, India Foxtrot Alpha Echo Uniform Romeo Oscar, taxiing to runway 10. Providenciales Unicom, November 351 Hotel Sierra, taxiing to runway 10. Providenciales Unicom, Blue 116 is taking off runway 10, departing north.
Providenciales Unicom, Fat Albert 888 is taking off runway 10, remaining in the patty.
Providenciales Unicom, India Foxtrot Alpha Echo Uniform Romeo Oscar, holding short runway 10. Providenciales Unicom, November 351 Hotel Sierra is taking off runway 10, departing straight out. Providenciales Unicom, India Foxtrot Alpha Echo Uniform Romeo Oscar is taking off runway 10, departing north. Providenciales Unicom, Papa India Lima Oscar Tango Echo, crossing runway 10.